Hey guys, Theron Asbury here with Revital Outdoors, bringing you another exciting podcast. Tonight we have another pre-tournament podcast for the 2022 BFL All-American. We're interviewing Mr. Mike Reid. You might know Mike from the Bass U. He qualified for the 2022 BFL All-American this year from finishing fourth last year at the BFL Regional in Lake Ouachita. So he fished the Cowboy division. That qualified him for the Regional. Went to Lake Ouachita, finished fourth. Now he's going to the All-American. Just a really great fishing mind, great person. You're going to love this podcast. A lot of great content coming your way. Before we get started, Revital Outdoors is very excited to announce we're still taking entries into our $2,500 Sweepstakes Giveaway. That lucky winner will be chosen at the end of the BFL season. We've got great companies on board with this, such as Flambeau Outdoors, Costa Del Mar, Seagar, the Rod Glove, Lou's Strike King, and Tackle Warehouse. It's a giveaway no angler out there is going to want to miss. So hit that link at the top of the description right below this video. It takes a few seconds to get in, and I promise you, you're not going to want to miss out on this one. So go ahead and hit that link. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. Really want to give a big shout out and a thank you to all the subscribers out there. We've really enjoyed everyone's feedback. We've enjoyed interviewing all the BFL anglers. We're coming up on 200 podcasts now, so really just been having a lot of fun with it. Also, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. That's Revital Outdoors. And if you've never heard of Revital Outdoors, we are a premium CBD company. We offer premium CBD products to all the outdoor enthusiasts out there. Our products are THC-free, made right here in America. You're not going to fail a drug test. We are a worker-friendly brand, and our products really aim to help all the outdoor enthusiasts combat those different ailments out there on the water or in the field. So check them out on our website. You can purchase them directly off our website as well. That's www.revitaloutdoors.com. That being said, let's go to the great state of Alabama. Roll Tide, Mr. Mike Reid. Mike, how you doing this evening?
Good, buddy. It's a great state of Texas. So I'm from Alabama, but I currently live in Greenville, Texas.
So okay, so now you're a Texas boy. Okay, that's my mistake.
The Cowboy division, yeah.
Okay, I got you. So, man, let's just get right into it. So you fished the Cowboy division last year, made that regional in Lake Ouachita, went to Ouachita. I know that lake fish is completely different from what you're probably used to at in Texas. I will say, though, I got to fish Lake Travis a few years ago, and it fishes a lot like Ouachita. So, probably tied the two in there, but ended up fourth in the regional. Now you're going to Hamilton, not too far down the road from Lake Ouachita. Man, let's talk about qualifying for that event, what it means for you. I know you're just a guy that likes to go out and tournament fish. You work in the industry. You just have fun with it. So tell us about what you're looking forward to next week and the road getting here.
Well, I tell you, I moved to Texas in October of 2019. So in 2020, I didn't fish the BFLs. In 2021, so that was my first season fishing in Texas. So to qualify that, and be the only guy from the Cowboy division to qualify was pretty cool. I had a good year. I didn't win any events. But, had a top 10 and cashed checks, I think, in 4 out of the 5 events.
I was going to say, I looked up your record. You cashed 4 out of 5 checks. You cashed a check at that super tournament, which is extremely critical. You were and you gave a run for Angler of the Year. You were consistent.
Yep. And I attribute that a lot to traveling around the country. I don't have the home field advantage. I'm not a local on any lake. I'm active duty military, so I've traveled around for the past 19 years now. And, so that hinders you in a sense that you're not a local, but it also helps you because, you get diversified. And, I think it really played. Most of the year I was able to stay shallow. Luckily, here in Texas, we start tournaments like the first week of January.
Mm-hmm.
And, we're already done with the 2022 season except for the 2-day already.
Right.
So I think we're probably the first division that kicks off the season.
You are.
So it's really helped me coming out here. And, man, Texas just has fish. It's incredible out here. I've been here for, about 2.5 years now, and I've caught 13 fish over 9 pounds.
That's so
sick. But I've yet to break the 10-pound mark, if that's crazy enough.
Is crazy.
Like I've caught it's incredible how many fish we've caught, in that 9-pound range, but I'm still waiting for the 10. I've not gone out to Ivy and knocked that out, but yeah, qualifying for the All-American, It's pretty cool. So Ouachita is a lot like my home lake where I grew up, Lewis Smith Lake in Alabama.
Okay, yeah.
So it's pretty similar. It's deep water, clear. Lots and lots of small fish, but it's also got big ones in it. So, I really knew that the tournament was going to suck. I mean, I really did. I knew it was fall time. I knew it was going to be bad. And I knew most people would fish themselves out of the tournament before it even started. So I chose in practice not to fish at all. I just kind of I know what fish in clear water will eat. I'm fairly certain of that. And I went up there and I just looked around and I found the best looking areas. And some of them had a ton of boats in them. But when I went in there in tournaments, nobody was there. Everybody fished all day, got fed up with it and left. Where you said, you kind of lived in Arkansas, and the best thing to do is hunker down in an area, because, you might fish 50 of the stumps, but you might only catch 2 or 3 fish, where guys would be, in practice, they blow through their fish 10 stumps and say, well, this stinks. Right.
Yeah.
And, so I just made it a point, and I knew all the boat traffic, I just knew it was going to be a tough event. So I picked out a couple of primary areas, and I just hunkered down, and I did most of my damage on a jig. I was swimming a jig, and there was a lot of bluegill, which I catch them on bluegill baits. And honestly, I expect Hamilton to fish a lot of the same way. I think you're going to catch more because it's earlier in the year, but I still think the size, your weights are still going to be similar.
If I had to guess, just knowing my history on Lake Hamilton, just so everybody knows, I did go to school at Henderson State University. That's where I transferred to. It's not too far from Hot Springs. I cut my teeth on Hot Springs in Hamilton. At one point on Hamilton, I was on top of the world, won my first college event, and the very next weekend, all my crap was for sale for $1. It can be that lake that it'll do that to you, but it's a fun lake. It's not full of big fish. It has big fish in it. We call those stripers. But it does have a lot of fish in it. Yeah. I predict someone's going to average 13 pounds a day. I don't suspect you're going to see a 20-pound bag, but you will see someone with that 4 or 5 pounder each day.
Yeah.
Someone's going to catch that fish. They're out there. For the winter, I think you're going to have someone catch 18 the first day. They're probably going to back it up with 12 to 13 on day 2. And then that's going to get them to that championship Saturday. And I predict they're going to go out there, catch a 13, 14 pound bag and walk away with it. So, you average that 13 pounds, 14 pounds a day. I think you're going to be good. I don't think you can get away from having to weigh in a spotted bass. There's just too many of them in that lake. But needless to say, everyone's going to be doing their own thing. You're going to have guys out deep. You're going to have guys up shallow. I think the top 10, it's going to be diversified as far as who's throwing what. It's going to be a fun tournament. It really does. So, yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to seeing what happens.
Yeah, if I had to predict, I think it's going to be, I think it's going to be between like a 42 and 45 pound winning stringer for 3 days.
That's a solid. Yeah, that's a solid one. That's a solid one.
I do. If there was no locals in it, I might say, maybe you can back it down to that 12-pound mark, but I really think you're going to have at least 2 15-pound days to take it home. So, there's just too many 3-pounders. I've been going up there quite a bit. I just think there's too many 3-pounders out there to be had. It's a lot better lake than what people will give it credit for.
Oh, that's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. It's, like I said, it's a very fun lake. Not going to get too much into it because I know you got a big tournament coming up. You can't get any information, but
yeah,
you're right. You are correct in what's going to happen there. So it's going to be a very interesting. You're fishing it at a good time of year. I really like, and I won't mention the bait. Everyone that's watching this knows what I'm talking about. I really like the time of the year that you're fishing it because it's going to take one bait just completely out of the factor. And what I mean by that is there's one bait out there that if it was earlier in the year, everybody would be slinging it. But whereas now it's going to be opened up to the whole field, Right. But that being said, even with my experience, I know numerous people that are in not only All-American. I'm really good friends with Kevin Brown. He's a local there. He's going to be fishing it. This is his second All-American. Kevin's going to have 20 rods on the deck. Everyone's going to be like, man, he's lost. No, he's probably going to pick up all those rods throughout the day.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, you're going to have to fish the conditions and, being able to read the water, know when to make the moves, know how to watch the weather, and be in the right places at the right time. It's all going to be key, and
yeah,
I don't think you can nail anything down, like for at least from what I've seen in practice, you can go through an area and you can bust them one day and then you can come back the next and not even, I mean, you're like, is this a Dead Sea? Like, where did they go? Like, they're gone.
Yeah.
And that's typical of Clearwater fisheries, Smith Lake, same way growing up, man. You could go down a bank with a buzzbait one day and catch 18 pounds, and you could fish that same bank for the next 3 weeks and never get a bite, so.
Absolutely. So, well, what are you looking forward to in the event? I know qualifying for the All-Americans a huge accomplishment. It's the biggest payday, and it's the biggest tournament for a weekend angler. Numerous anglers out there have gotten their start professionally from the All-American. Guys like Jacob Wheeler, Jeremy Lawyer, Clark Wentlet. The list goes on. Numerous All-American champions have gone on to do really great things in the fishing world as a professional angler. So, what are you looking forward to next week? Man, what's your game plan? How are you getting ready?
Well, I mean, my biggest getting ready is getting all this junk out of my boat. Like I've had, I guess I can take all the 8 and 10-inch swim baits out of my boat.
Unless you're striper fishing.
Yeah, right. But down here in Texas, you fish with bigger stuff, and so kind of getting my Ouachita lineup back loaded up in the boat is that's my biggest task here the next couple of days. But man, I'm just excited to get out there and compete. I mean, it's a big stage. But, I've been on the big stage, not necessarily in the fishing world. I mean, I fish big tournaments. I fished opens, and, I fished the opens for quite a few years. But I've just been in the big stage of life, being in the military. I mean, you stand in front of a 4-star general and have to brief them, like I just don't think the moment's too big, So I'm just excited to compete. I just want to go out. I'm ready to go right now. Like, I'd start it tomorrow if we could.
Absolutely.
I'm almost ready for it to be over, like I just want to get out there and go. Like, let's do it. I want to be on day 3, like tomorrow.
Right. Well, good for you, man. That's a great mindset going in. Sounds like you're going to have a lot of fun at that tournament. A couple more questions before we let you go. I just have to ask, you work for Bass U, and I want to also say thank you to your service to our country. That's a big deal. Thank you to all of our armed forces out there that are currently serving or have served. That being said, Revital Outdoors does offer a 50% discount to all of our veterans. Please email me. That's theron.asbury@revitaloutdoors.com. I'm going to go ahead and throw that banner up right now. This is my email. If you are a veteran, active or retired, or you have served the country, please reach out to us if you're interested in using our CBD products. Again, they are THC free. And I'm going to show that. So this is my email. Hide this one. Yep. Hang on 1 second. Yeah. So there is my email. We give a 50% discount to all veterans. If you're interested in using CBD, they're great for all the different ailments out there. If you got inflammation, anxiety, trouble sleeping at night, trouble with your joints, anything like that, that's what our products are great for. But do remember, our products are THC free. You're not going to fail a drug test. So again, thank you for your service. Glad to see you're a good fishing dad, too. We got the future right there in front of us. There we go. Good for you, Mike.
Hey, this little one right here will catch him.
Absolutely. Is he going to be better than Dad, though?
Well, you better bring it.
There you go. As we always say, we're all friends until they start calling boat numbers.
She wants me to tell you that she caught a 7.5 pounder last year.
How old are you?
How old are you? Tell him.
Who's 7? No, I'm not 7. I'm 8.
8. Well, I don't know of very many 8-year-olds that have caught 7-pounders, so that's a hell of an accomplishment. Good for you, sweetheart. That's awesome.
Let me finish.
Yeah. Mike, I appreciate you bringing it in, man. It's really cool to see you getting your kids out there and being a good fishing dad as well. So, that being said, you've served our country. But I do have to ask, just what's your initial reaction to this right here? 2022 BFL All-American champion, Mike Reid.
Man, that would be life-changing, not only from a financial perspective, but just the trophy. I want that trophy.
It's the
sitting
hardware
on my mantle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I just would. Yeah, it'd be awesome, man. Like I'm pumped to get up there. You just got to keep an even keel. You can't let the moment get too big. It's just fishing. I mean, really, at the end of the day, they're just a bunch of dumb fish. I know.
Right.
We make it I mean, seriously though, we make it so complicated, and I think having all the technical. I mean, I'm in all the information, with Bass U, and like you can get into the nitty gritty details. But at the end of the day, it's just a fish. You know what I mean? It's more about finding them than it is about what you're doing. It's about presenting the type of bait in the type of area at the right time for the right conditions.
What was that? That looked
You
kind of
like that?
sexy.
That is a PH Custom Lures hunting pea. And that one's all chewed up.
I can tell.
Yeah, and that guy right there will probably get thrown quite a bit. That'll probably get thrown, in the more sunny conditions when the wind gets up. It's got a nice thump to it. And then that guy in the more cloudy conditions, they really love that in the clear water.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's cloudy and calm out on those clear lakes, that's called.
I don't know about the flat sides though. I don't know anybody that would want to throw a flat-sided crankbait in clear water. That just makes no sense to me at all. No one do it, please. Nope, none.
Yeah. And then anytime we go to Arkansas, here's the other big. Anytime we go to Arkansas, I've always got this guy tied on. And that's called the prop pea.
Yep.
Worth
every dime that it costs.
Yep. And they cost.
That's some juice right there.
Yeah, but PH Custom Lures, check them out. They're they make a lot of great custom balsa baits. That's going to be half. I mean, that's half of my arsenal right there, and I'm not scared to say it because honestly, it's all about where and the when more than it is the what.
Yep.
You can be throwing the best bait in the world, but if you're not throwing it at the right place at the right times,
That's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. Well, I have to say, your arsenal looks good. That's all I'm going to say about that. Your arsenal looks good, my friend. It really does. So, well, Mike, I know you. Before we let you go, I know you're involved in the military. We mentioned that previously. You're involved with Bass U. You got a great family. You got a great support system back home in Alabama and there in Texas where you live now. Anybody you'd like to give a big thank you to or shout out that helped you get to the BFL All-American this year? That just helps you all around in fishing?
Well, I mean, I can't say anything without saying thank you to my wife, right? I mean, she just had kid number 4 3 weeks ago. So there's that, So we've got a house load. They're all under 8. So the oldest is 8. So
Mike.
Yeah, we got a rowdy household around here,
Yeah.
You can only lock me inside of a house with her for so long, and
yeah,
it happens.
I hear you.
So no, but first off to her and yeah, I mean Bass U's a stage that when I went to Ohio from Georgia, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was in a dark place from a fishing perspective. And Bass U gave me the opportunity to get into the bass fishing industry, but not necessarily be in the bass fish. I mean, it's 8 months out of the year. You're not really fishing, and that was a big change for me. So I really do appreciate everything that Pete's done and Justin Kimmel's been, done for me and allowed me to be part of their team. And that's cool. And, Eternal Lithium, I don't know if you guys got lithium batteries. I just got them this year. And it is ridiculous. Like I can fish 3 days straight, like 30 hours of fishing and still have 25% left on my 36-volt battery.
Wow.
And I mean, that's a 72 amp hour, 36-volt battery. So, and that thing charges up in like 3 hours. So it's pretty crazy, and I really enjoy them. And then, of course, PH Custom Lures is a big sponsor of mine, and I always appreciate everything Phil Hunt's done over the years. So.
Absolutely. So, well, Mike, really honored to have you on our podcast. Good luck to you next week at Lake Hamilton. Really looking forward to seeing your success. Hope to have you back on here because that usually means really good things when we have repeat anglers on our podcast. So, just want to wish all the anglers out there at the BFL All-American next week good luck. Guys, enjoy it. Soak it in. It's a big tournament. It's a big deal to just be there. I know everyone wants to win, but just relax and take it in because it's going to be gone before you know it, and you never know if you'll be back there, and it's a huge deal. So there's been anglers that I know that have fished for 20 plus years in the BFLs all the way back to the Redman days, and they still have yet to qualify for that All-American. So it's a really big honor. Before we let everybody go, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then also you've been watching the rotating banner. Enter into that $2,500 sweepstakes giveaway. Again, that link is at the top of the description right below this video. That's a giveaway no angler wants to walk away from or miss out on. So take a few seconds, hit that link, enter in all your information. Again, that lucky angler will be selected into the season. Follow Mike Reid on Facebook and Instagram. He's got a great profile, but then also check out the Bass U. The great guys over there. We work well with them. They've had us on their podcast at the Bassmaster Classic. Pete and all the guys, just really great people, great information. Very oriented to all the anglers out there. So from all of us at Revital Outdoors, I'm Theron Asbury. Thank you for tuning into this podcast. Be safe out there, everyone. God bless. We'll talk to everyone very, very soon.